I bring you this match report about a game that is played between India and Australia in the year 2025 in Sydney. But somehow we could very well be in 2015, 16, 17, somewhere around that. Because that's exactly what one felt when they saw the two stalwarts of Indian cricket, the two superstars of white ball cricket, in Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma roll back the years. Their 168 runs stand, ensuring that India maintain their 100% record versus Australia of never having been whitewashed in a bilateral series. So that record is intact. Yes, India have lost the series, yet this win in Sydney has given India a lot of positives, and that is exactly what I'm going to break down. Firstly, it has to be Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli. This was their 19th 100-run stand in ODI cricket, putting them third on the all-time list. Of course, the 33rd 100 for Rohit Sharma, 70 plus 50s in ODIs for Virat Kohli. And I am so glad personally that these two knocks happened, because I was advocating this even before this series started, that why are we even questioning their position in the ODI squads, because they've never shown any slump in form in ODI cricket. So why is everyone even raising a finger at them? And then the kind of start that the two of them had, especially Virat Kohli in the first two ODIs, there were many people, who were very upset with this sort of a statement. Many trolling me on social media saying that, listen, what happened? You said they have muscle memory. You said that, they can be getting runs anytime. They can be half asleep and score runs in ODI cricket. See, international cricket teaches you a lesson. And I'm so glad that Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli have taught everyone a lesson. And that lesson is something that you've been hearing in the promos as well, that form is temporary, class is definitely permanent. It may sound cliche, but it is a fact too. In terms of how Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma have approached this inning, you would have to say that slowly and steadily they've become better as the series has panned out. So the one thing that I will give, and this is one thing that probably these two players also have to look at, is that to have some sort of warm-up matches before a series, especially when you're coming back after a gap of 5 months. Now, if you see gradually, Rohit in that first ODI, move on to the second, he became better. Move on to the third, he was absolutely at his best, flawless. So see, it took him time. These are alien conditions. You're playing in Australia. It's not easy, not just for them, for anyone to get used to it, especially for players that have had a 5-month gap in international cricket. So I think some warm-up matches help. And even if BCCI is not organizing those warm-up matches, because I know the international calendar is packed, so how do you have those warm-up games for the rest of the players? That's fine. But those rest of the players were playing test cricket. They were playing continuously at the Asia Cup as well. So they may still be in form. But for these two players who were away for 5 months, it wouldn't have really hurt their chances if you go play a couple of club matches. Just get used to the conditions. That would have helped them. What form they showed you now, I think, is predominantly because of the time, they were away from the game. So a bit rusty. They got better as the series went on. Imagine if they ironed out these flaws and just shook off this rust even before this series started in a few warm-up games. They would have shown you their best from the word go. So this is something they can consider. However, from now on, there won't be too much gap going forward. So they will not have to play any sort of warm-up games. But after coming back for 5 months, this is something they could have looked at. Anyway, that's something that's gone by. But why is it that these knocks were very crucial for the two players, especially the final ODI panning out the way it is? Because from here on, the next ODI series is 3 weeks away. Imagine if these knocks hadn't come. I, for one, had no doubt. I don't think the runs that Rohit has scored now or Virat has scored has strengthened their chances of playing the 2027 World Cup. Or even if they had failed, it would have weakened their chances. I think they would have gotten the long rope. I think they would have got the full season to really make up their mind. So in that regard, in the larger picture, these innings may not mean much. But I think in the short term, mentally for the two of them, this was much needed, because from here on, the next 3 weeks will go calm, collective. They can focus on what they really need to do. That is what are they going to be doing versus South Africa? What is their game plan going to be? How are they going to be looking after the fitness? They can start concentrating on those things. Had this series been a disaster for them, the next 3 weeks would have been so tough because they would be so eager to get an opportunity to prove themselves. So in that sense, mentally, physically, all things put together, this was absolutely a great knock for both Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma. As I see it, both are looking fit. As I see it, they are still the two best batters in ODI cricket, and I don't see, if they are motivated enough to play for the next 2 years, which they've given you signs they are, especially Rohit Sharma in his interviews has said that, then I see no reason why they should not be playing that 2027 World Cup. This is ROKO apart. But in all these celebrations, let us also not forget the fact that India has lost an ODI series. Though I'm not going to look at this result very closely, also because 2 games, you got the wrong end of the toss. You were made to bat in those absolute juicy conditions, and those poor starts in both ODIs, played into the hands of the home team. Reverse the situation in Sydney, you were chasing, see how different it was. The pitch was slightly better, see how different it is. From here on, India is going to get good pitches in India. Even South Africa, when they go for the World Cup 2027, you'll get much flatter pitches. So I think this was closer to their habitat, to the Indian team in Sydney. Those are the conditions you'll get forward. So I think in these conditions, India still remain one of the top ODI teams. So not looking at those 2 losses. However, there were a few problem areas which really need to be looked at. Shubman Gill's form with the bat, 3 ODIs, really not getting too many runs. He also didn't have an outstanding Asia Cup, so his white ball form overall is something that he really needs to look at. Shubman, the captain, showed you that he's still a work in progress. His usage of spinners still, falling short. Akshar Patel bowling so well, got him so late, not got him to bowl his full quota of overs. Previously as well, you lost the game in Adelaide. He continued a bit too long with Harshit and Akshar on that occasion, got Arshdeep and Siraj to come a bit late. So certain areas, his bowling changes, I think, still work in progress. So he'll have to improve going on from here. KL Rahul batting at 6. Kuldeep Yadav not getting consistent game time. He played the last ODI. I see the difference that he's made. So I think these are still certain areas India needs to look at. They need to iron out these flaws. They have another 9 ODIs to come. So probably that's where they'll be able to do it. But finally, it wasn't just redemption for ROKO. It was also redemption for Harshit Rana. I know he's also been getting a lot of flack on social media. And I think that was, those personal attacks were rather unfair. Good on him. He picked up those 4 wickets. In both games, actually, he strengthened his case to be part of the ODI team. Amongst the wicket in the final ODI, but more importantly in the second ODI where he got those crucial 24 odd runs. And it's not about the runs, but it was about him showing that he's not just a slogger, he's not just a big hitter, he can be a proper bat. He was caressing the ball as well. So I think he's giving you signs that he can be that all-rounder, a bowling all-rounder who can bat at 8. That will allow you to play Kuldeep Yadav going forward. So I think that's a luxury India can afford. They're looking for it. How is it that you can play Kuldeep and yet have batting at 8? I think if Harshit can bat like that, he can be that number 8 for the Indian team. Let's not forget, India were also not full strength. No Jasprit Bumrah, no Hardik Pandya, because many were pointing out Australia weren't in full strength. I still think Indian ODI team, white ball team in fact, is still top-notch when it comes to international cricket. That's all on this match report, final ODI between India, Australia. Plenty of positives from that. Do share this video with your friends who have different thoughts as to how this particular series panned out and what this means for ROKO. Give us a like on the video if you like our content, and for more such sports related video across all sports, your one-stop destination, Sports Today. Subscribe.